Hi, and welcome to a special, long time coming episode of the Cat Lady podcast. My name is Andrea, also known as the Cat Lady. That's 2T, CATT, craft all the things. It's been a long time, I know, but of course I just came back from Rhinebeck 2018, so I thought might as well do a little update episode and talk about Rhinebeck and all the fun we had. So if you are new to this podcast, I have not podcasted in like forever. Like maybe I think it was like March or something. Life is hectic, life is busy. I have 2 small children. So yeah, things were just busy. And they still are, but you know, today is actually my birthday and just having a relaxing day off, and I thought, okay, you know, it'd be a good time to talk about all my goodies from Rhinebeck. I had such a good time. So if you are interested in my podcast, please feel free to go back and watch the previous episodes. Maybe I'll do this again. I don't know. I like it. I want to. I still have a sticker on my car that says the Cat Lady Podcast, so I haven't given up completely. I haven't taken off my sticker, so who knows. But anyways, so this is sort of not really a regular episode, but sort of a regular episode. I will talk about some of the things I'm working on currently and some of the previous finished objects I've done recently, just to throw those in there. I made myself some really quickie jotted down notes. So anyways, so we left Friday morning. My husband came with me this year, which was mainly due because I don't want to drive by myself. I live in Michigan. It's a very long drive to Rhinebeck. It's about 11 hours. So I didn't want to go by myself. I did that once and decided never to do that again. So I was having trouble finding someone to come with me this year, so Jim said he would kind of be my backup and come with me. All the girls were staying in some rustic cabins. They stayed there last year. Lynn of the Wayward Skein also has been there. I'm thinking of something, but she's been there for many, many years. So we decided, okay, we'll get a little cabin. They had available cabins, and that way we could be all together in the same group. Well, let's just say it's always an adventure going to Rhinebeck for me. I think last year was like the one year that like it was like everything was amazing. It was like we had a really nice hotel room. I got my own bed because I was only staying with 2 other people, and everything was kind of uneventful. Well, first year I stayed by myself in a really scary hotel. Second year we stayed, like 4 of us crammed into an okay hotel. Then I had the good year, and now we're back to this rustic cabin. Let me just say it was beautiful though. The drive was beautiful, going through New York and the mountains and everything was super pretty. The fall colors were just starting to show and everything, so that was really pretty. However, by the time we made it to like the really deep mountains, it was pitch black. The roads were like super curvy the whole way, and it was like, my husband was driving, I'm freaking out the whole time pretty much. Because, you know, he's kind of driving like he's in a sports car. We're in a CRV. No. So we get there. There's 0 cell service, which they'd warned me that there would be no cell service, but I guess I kind of was hoping that maybe there'd be a bar or something. So no cell service, zero cell service, no Wi-Fi, nothing. You are like off the grid completely. So we get there and it's fine. Though we get in the cabin, it's rustic. I don't know, it's cute. Well, first we had to go into the office to make a phone call because there was not even a phone. I thought there was going to be at least like a landline in the cabin. No. So, but there was nobody in the office. Nobody was there by the time we got there. It was about 8 o'clock, I think. Nobody was there, but our key was there and a little, our name on a little piece of paper. And they had a landline in there, and I don't know if we were supposed to use it, but we had to call our family and tell them we made it. So we called, talked to our kids for a few minutes, and yeah, then went on our merry way. So the cabin was small, and I'll try to put in pictures. If I don't, though, because, you know, this editing is what's the worst of the podcasting. If I don't put in pictures, if you go to my Instagram, I have all the pictures that I will be talking about. So maybe I'll just make this easy on everybody right now. Just if you want to see the pictures of the things I'm talking about, just go over to the Cat Lady, TheCatTlady on Instagram, and you can see all the pictures. So we got the cabins. I took some pictures in the morning of the grounds and with what our little cabin looked like. So we unpack everything. I brought like some food and snacks and stuff. Well, I knew the names of the cabins the other girls were staying in, but no clue which cabins they were in because they gave us a number. So I had no idea, and we wandered around and tried to look, you know, without being too creepy and peeking into people's windows. And Apparently they were out to eat when we got in though, so that's why we didn't find them. But Jen found me later. She did the same thing. She was scoping out people's license plates because that's like, I knew where they were from. You know, Jess, Serenova Crass, also has a personalized license plate, so I was looking for hers. I saw Sarah's orange car, the Canadian knitter, and I think that's Sarah's car, but I wasn't sure. But again, nobody was home at the moment, so. But Jen found me, and so I got to hang out with them. So fast forward to getting ready for bed. Yeah, Jim and I were just kind of trying to get ready for bed. I don't know if I went to brush my teeth or what I did, but there was a mouse. It ran from the garbage can area, like under the sink, and then into the like utility closet. So right before bed, there was a mouse in the cabin. Of course I screamed. Jim's like, oh my God, what's wrong? And of course I told him. So then I have to try to go to sleep. We're in a double bed, which, okay, fine, that's not a huge deal. But literally this bed was like, both of us would get in and just like roll to the center. Jim started like shoving pillows underneath in the middle because the thing just caved right in. I mean, it was like a sinkhole. So like, oh God, this is gonna be great. And I felt bad because I dragged him along with me, and now he's in a cabin with a mouse, with no cell service, no Wi-Fi, nothing, in a really crappy bed. And so like 5-10 minutes go by, Jim's already starting to snore. All of a sudden I hear, so I jump up and scream again. Like, did you hear that? He's like, no, I didn't hear that. And I'm like, okay, something made sound. I turn on the light, look around, nothing there. It's like, okay. So I go back. He's like, what do you want to do? What do you want me to do? I was like, I don't know. What can we do? I mean, we really can't do anything. There was a lodge, like motel across the street. Attempted to go over there and see if they had vacancy, but I was like, okay, we'll just go to bed. We're just gonna go to bed. So all night long, every few minutes, and Jim finally heard it a couple times. And it was like maybe once every half an hour or something. I'd hear something, and sometimes I just hear things that you're like, I don't know what it is. So I slept terribly, of course, and I'm sleeping like pretty much half sitting up. So then half the time Jim's rolling over and he's like, is everything okay? Yeah, I'm trying to sleep. I'm just happened to be sitting upwards because that was the only way I could get comfortable. So I'm like, just shut up and let me sleep. So anyways, it didn't matter. I joked that it still wasn't as bad as the first time. So if you go back to my first Rhinebeck episode, what was that, 2015? Yeah, I think 2015, you can hear that story of that crazy hotel. I literally did not sleep a wink, I don't think. I might have slept for like 5 minutes there. So at least I slept a little bit longer, I think, this time. But, you know, you're pumped with adrenaline in the morning anyways, for the day, so it didn't matter. So we got up and we met up with the girls and went to a bakery, Bite Me Bakery. Yeah, so they were playing like rock music and, you know, but they had really good breakfast sandwiches. I got a bagel and some bacon. So it was good. So then we got to Rhinebeck, and we got there about 15 minutes after it opened. I had already pre-purchased our tickets, so all we had to do was kind of wait in a little line for bag check and made it in. To be honest, the crowds were not as big this year. I mean, they were still busy, and it was still, you know, like herding cattle trying to get in through some of the buildings, but not nearly as bad as last year and even the year before. So and again, we kind of joked, it's like we've done this, we know the drill, we know where to go, we know what we want. I mean, I knew exactly what I wanted to buy this year. I didn't want to spend, I don't need a ton of stuff, okay? You see, this is my yarn. I mean, it's not as much as maybe some people, but this is plenty for me. Plus the bins in the other room of other stuff, and then all my fiber, you know, it's like I don't need anything. I'm just there to kind of see my friends. So, yeah, but I knew what I definitely wanted. So I went and did that first, and pretty much all my shopping was done right in the morning. I gotta get a little comfortable here. So, same old antics with the cat lady, janky recording, phone's propped up on my bed. Nothing's changed there. So we got to the festival, and yeah, it was about 50-something, mid-50s, so the weather was pretty good. It was good for sweaters. I had a sweater and a shawl, so to be honest, I kept getting hot flashes every time I go in the building. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so hot. And then I get out and be like, okay, I'm freezing. And then I go inside and be so hot. But, you know, I had ended up making a shawl with Jen Stormcoast, the Uncreative Crafter. We made the exploration station. I'll show it to you in a few minutes. But we planned that as our twinsy project because that's what we do. But then Sarah, the Canadian knitter, made a sweater. And I saw it and I'm like, oh my God, I love that sweater. So then I made a sweater. Because that's what you do for Rhinebeck, you make sweaters, right? So I made a sweater, so then I was twinsied with Sarah as well, so I had double twinsies going on, so it was fun. But at some points it was kind of chilly, so I was happy to have both, and then other minutes I was not happy. But it was fine. So in the cabin, so Jim and I had a cabin, and then Sarah, the Canadian knitter, Jen, the uncreative crafter, Jessica, Sarah Nova Crafts, and Mandy. Ooh, she used to have a podcast too, but they were all in a cabin, and then Sue, the Wayward Skein, Sue, the Tangled Skein, CA, Lynn, the Wayward Skein, aka the past 2 Tangled Skeins. We're in another cabin with my friend Kim, who's chasing acorns on it. She does bags, and her husband. So those were all the cabins. So then we all kind of migrated and met up together. So I took a few pictures of just general Rhinebeck pictures. So me in front of the big red barn that opens up the festival, and then we didn't go through the sheep barn, but I poked in there and I got a really cute picture of this really cute sheep. Like, I literally pointed my camera and it was just like he looked up at me, he, she, whatever. So again, Instagram, you can see that picture. I might actually print that out. I think that would be a nice canvas print, little sheep face. So super cute. And then just some of the, there was something else in there too, but. And then, so we always start building C, that's like the hot building, that's the busy building, that's the Miss Babs building. So Jim came along, and so we hit Miss Babs' booth, and I saw there was a Rhinebeck 2018 colorway. And I kind of looked at it, and he's like, oh, why don't you get it? I'm like, I'm not waiting in the line. He's like, I'll wait in line. He says, there's a limit 2, get 2. I'm like, okay. So my beloved husband, my soulmate, my dear, dear love, sat in Miss Babs' line for what, 45 minutes for 2 skeins of the Rhinebeck 2018 colorway. I did end up giving one to Jen because we like the twinsy things, and I just thought it'd be nice. I don't know. My plan wasn't to buy this yarn anyways, so and we did want to do a twinsy project, so it was kind of a perfect little gift. So I said Merry Christmas, you know, an early Christmas present. She's had a rough year, so she deserves a little extra goodies anyways. So I will show you. So basically, I guess I'll show you as I bought. So this is the Rhinebeck 2018 colorway. I love purple. I don't know. I always am attracted to these darker jewel tone colors. So I guess purple to me doesn't really scream Rhinebeck, but hey, this is my first skein of Miss Babs. I had a wonderful husband that would wait in line for me, and so here we go. So me and Jen are going to twinsy a twinsy, if that makes any sense. So I created a pattern last year, which, stay tuned to my Instagram. I'm going to put that on sale soon because it's about a year old. I did it in the beginning of October last year. Of the twinsy shawl. I don't have my shawls with me, and I named it off of our kind of relationship of twinsying things, of making the same things with either the same yarn or the same pattern, etc. And so far, most years, I don't think we did anything the first year. Maybe we did. No, shoot, I don't remember. I don't remember if we did anything the first year Rhinebeck, but last year we did this big old Karen cake shawl, and then the year before we did the twinsy shawl. I'm getting confused. Maybe last year was the twinsy shawl, and then the year before was Karen cake shawl, or did we do both of those? I don't remember anymore. So we've twinsied so many things I can't even remember. So we might twinsy the twinsies shawl with this. Long story short. I haven't stopped rambling either, apparently. So we kept wandering around. We went through all the buildings, and then I got separated from everyone at some point. Oh, Jen stopped at Stephen Willette, I think, to get her spindle that she got. And I ended up, after sending Jim off to the Babs line, I stopped at, I don't know what booth it was, to be honest, but they had Katrinkles stuff there, and Katrinkles had a special Rhinebeck stitch marker set that I think was at one of the indie shows, either Indie Untangled or Needles Up, but all the extras came to Rhinebeck, so there was only like five of them or 6 of them left, and I had gotten the last one. Take them out of the package here. And I was, again, this was another impulse buy, but that's okay. So these are that's super cute. It's a Rhinebeck sweaters, pretty much. Trinkles. So a bunch of little sweaters. We have Rhinebeck or Bust, 2018 with a sheep, New York sheep and wool, little heart, a little sheepy sweater, and then I sweater with the New York State shape in it. And then I also got this. I saw this in my spinning group on Facebook. I saw this the other day, and I'm like, oh, you know, I have one, but this one was just really cool. I really liked it, and I saw it there, so I'm like, why not? So it's a WPI gauge, but it's got like the lines you can kind of just lay the yarn on to see what the thickness is. So yeah, and a little ruler, wraps per inch ruler. So it'll be handy, and it's got a little keychain, so I can attach it to my wheel or something. So that was that. And then I wandered over, I guess, yeah, still in Building C. This was my must-have purchase of the year, was fiber optics. I always buy a gradient braid. And well, I told myself, if I finish my braid from last year, I will allow myself to buy 2 this year. Well, it's on the wheel. It's like 75% finished, maybe. Like the single is about 80% done, maybe 70% done, and then I gotta apply it. But I bought 2 anyways, because you know what? I don't care. I love these yarn. I love this fiber, and I love the yarn it makes, and I always knit it up. So I've gotten, so the 3rd one's on the wheel. The past 2 I have already knitted it up, so I always like make it and then knit it right away, because it's just a beautiful gradient. She makes really amazing gradients. So this is called Fire in the Sky. So we got like a yellowish orange to purple, like a purple. No, it goes to like a blue. So it goes like yellowy orange to red, dark red, purple to blue. Like a really deep blue. And then I got this one because this one just looked too much fun. Blue raspberry. So this very hot, or magenta-y pink. So kind of a light blue, cotton candy blue. So this will be super pretty. So that were those, and then we made it through all ABC buildings, did that whole thing, and then what did we do after that? I feel like we took a break or something before we head over to the barns. I think at that point Jim went through a barn or 2, I think, and then he split off and waited in line for like 45 minutes to get some food. He went and got a lamb sandwich, which ugh. And then I think he had a slice of pizza because he was still hungry, so he waited in line for a bunch of food. But he didn't mind, because again, he wasn't there for the yarn, so he waited in line for food while the girls and I went through the rest of the barns. And then that's when I saw my cute little sheep I took a picture of. But then this was an outdoor tent. Again, I didn't write down. Oh no, I don't know if that was this. I think this was our booth. It was Spin-Away Farm, so definitely just a kind of a farm, more rustic yarn kind of setup. And it was an outdoor tent next to the barns. But they had a sale for half off their giant skein yarns. It's like, oh no, Jim was with me for that because he had to give me money. Oh, because Miss Smarty Pants cat lady didn't pack her cash. I had all my cash money ready to spend, so I didn't have to like put it all on the credit card. So you know, I didn't have to see how much I spent. Could kind of just, it's cash. I don't know. Just take my money. No, I forgot, so everything had to go on a credit card. Well, we came up to this place, and she said you could pay for card up front, but she would take cash, and so this was an $80 skein, but it was half off. So it was $40, and so yeah, we just had enough cash. It was like $41.80 with tax, and we had like $41.75, and she said that's fine. So, so we scrounged together the last of the cash we had at that point. Or he just had some extra cash on him, you know, because I didn't bring mine. But this is, I don't know what it is. It's approximately 1,600 yards. You know, it's 16 ounces, so that would tell me it's supposed to be kind of fingering weight, but to be honest, it looks kind of big. I'm just kind of holding it up on my little thingy, and I would venture to say this is more of a sport weight. So that's what I'm going to kind of say. But I really want to make something like a garment. I mean, it's not super soft or anything, but it's got to be some kind of short sleeve shirt, 3/4 length cardigan. I don't know, something that I can use the whole thing. Yes, I could make a giant shawl, but I want to make like something. I don't know. I want to make a garment or something. So I'm investigating that, but really cool colors. It's got like a purpley burgundy and this green, and very different. And it's like it's a 2-ply with like a dark gray or something. I don't know. Let's see if you can see. So I don't know if what would you call that? A marl, like kind of a marl colorway. So yeah, I have to do a swatch and see where I come up with that and figure that out. So that was my final yarn purchase. I only got the Babs and this one, and then I got the little stitch markers and spinner's card, and then the fiber. So that was pretty much it. And then I kind of was wandering around and I saw a lot of people with baskets. I'm like, okay, I want to need a basket. That's gonna be my final purchase of basket. And so we walked into the basket booth and I saw them, and Jessica's like, hey, I saw some other baskets that were a little cheaper over on some of the outdoor tents, so we'll go over there. I said, okay, cool. So we finished going through a lot of the barns, and then we hit up this outdoor tent area. There's this like one little kind of aisleway that has a bunch of outdoor tents that are in between the barns. And we found the basket place, and yeah, they had just a giant pile of baskets, and this lady was in the dipping baskets in water, and I don't know if she was making baskets or if she was just flattening or straightening them out or whatever, but and tossing them onto the pile, so you just kind of had to rummage through a pile for baskets. But so I got my basket, and again, I don't know where this came from, because when I checked out, again, I could probably look at my credit card statement, but when I was checking out, I was so frazzled, and I'm trying to get through the pile of baskets, and I grabbed the basket I wanted, and then I'm checking out, and then my friend Kim calls me to say she's in a food line and asked if I wanted anything, which was super nice. But I'm trying to pay, and I'm talking to the phone, I'm dropping the phone, I'm trying to hold this basket. So yeah, it was kind of a disaster. So I have no idea where this basket is from, but handmade basket, obviously. Very pretty. I love the pink and the teal colors. Nice leather handle. So very happy with my basket purchase. And then for the rest of the day, I held all my stuff. So that was cool. So that was my last purchase. So yeah, I really didn't buy all that much. Still spent plenty of money, that's for sure, but in the grand scheme, compared to maybe previous years, my purchases weren't out of control. And when we bought the giant skein, I ran into the Reluctant Sisters podcasters, and all three Reluctant Sisters were there. However, Sarah was not there when we took the picture, which I feel bad. I should have took another picture with her there. But I got a picture with Adrian and Amy, and so that was fun. And they all three gave out little trinket things. What did I do with my pile of trinket things? Okay, so I don't remember who gave out what either, but I think Sarah was giving out the pouches. So she's like, take two. So okay, I took two. So I picked up these little Notion pouches, and my husband got one too, so he was excited. And he actually, we ran into them at the podcaster meetup, and he had his headphones in the pocket. It was a perfect little headphone pouch that we were showing them. He's got little dogs on it, so it's pretty funny. And then I want to say Adrian was passing out these little stitch marker keys. So, and they gave Jim one too, so that's why I got two of those little keys. And then I believe it was Amy then who was giving out these little stitch markers, and they're super cute. They're like little laminated. These look like little postcards or something. I don't know, like just little pictures of old-timey looking pictures. And then they had kind of manly ones, so they were like this. They fell off the little thing, but they were like little mini playing cards. So maybe if he learns to knit, he'll have his own stitch markers. And then Jen was, I guess I'll talk about the rest of the stuff later. I'm kind of talking in order of how things went. So that was that, and then kept walking through barns, and I ran into my Knit and Chat lady friends. So if you look at some of the pictures that I have of my post of all the pictures of me and my friends, you had the Reluctant Sisters in there, and then you also had a picture of me and three other ladies that had matching shawls. So those are friends that I met from Knit and Chat, and they also did awesome breast forms when I was doing that, so that's how I kind of became friends with them. So it was fun to run into them, and they had really beautiful shawls. It's called like the Stormy Sky or Stormy Shawl or something, and it was in some Miss Babs, beautiful yarn. So that was fun. So then we finished up in the barns, and we were like, okay, we gotta sit down. So once again, my awesome husband went out to the car and got my blankets, because for the past 3 years I've always had my little picnic blankets to bring. So we lay them out on the hill where the podcaster meetup is, and we sit down and just relax and mill about and do what we want to do. And so my husband was also our resident photographer, so he took my camera for me and took all the pictures. So thank you for that. Not that he's gonna watch this, but I appreciate everything that he did for me. So I have pictures of me and all the ladies, of course, and then I ran into a couple of podcast listeners that used to listen to me, or, you know, of course, still asked, hey, are you going to do another podcast? So my Linda, so hello to Linda, hello to Joan, and hello to Nancy. I was so excited. I have to say that was one of my highlights because I did not know she was going to be here. So La Jolla girl, Nancy, we've, you know, chatted back and forth lots on Instagram and whatever, and so she recognized me. I did have my cat ears on, of course, so she ran up to me and said hi, and I was so excited because it was just such a surprise. So that was a very pleasant surprise. It's always really fun to meet the people that have met me via my podcast, because it's weird, you know, it's like I do this for fun, and just funny that people will recognize me. So that was great. And then I did my little celebrity roundup. You know, I usually don't approach the popular people because, I don't know, usually there's a crowd, and I don't know, but I did run into Fiber Nymph, Lisa, and I got a little mini from her. She's always fun to get a picture with, so I took a picture with her. And then Shamika, who we all three were, me, Jen, and Shamika all made the exploration station, so me and Jen had to go find her and get our pictures together with her with the exploration station, so that was a cute picture. And then Andrea Mowry, so Drea Renee Knits, Find Your Fade lady, who I just recently learned was from Michigan, like a couple months ago. I'm like, oh my gosh, so I had no idea. So that was cool. So she had a giant crowd, and I wasn't gonna go up there, and so after the crowd dispersed, I kind of like, I don't know, it was just, you know, we were right there. She was literally like right there. So I'm like, okay, let's just go get a picture. So I chatted, say, hey, I'm from Michigan too, and yeah, it's fun. But of course she's adorable. So that was that, and then we wrapped it up. We left at like between 3:30 and 4. I feel like each year we leave earlier and earlier just because, you know, we kind of did our thing. We did wander back around a little bit. I didn't need anything. Nobody needed anything, but figured, oh, and it rained. It started to rain at like 3 o'clock or something, so we got rained on for, 20 minutes or so. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, then we decided to head out, and the group, kind of our little group that we had formed, met at Panera for dinner, and yeah. So after Panera, we headed back to the cabins, and yeah, we just decided to all hang out and chat and knit, and yeah, it was really fun. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad we all stayed in the same area so that we could do that. Jim hung out with us too for a little bit, and then finally I think he got sick of the chitter chatter and took off. But no, it was getting late. He knew we needed to get up early to leave. And again, he did all the driving, so I'm super thankful for that, especially the drive home, because once again, after chitter chatter and going back to, well, I'll hold that thought because there's something else that came up too. So we're all chitter-chattering, and Sue and Lynn had other plans with some other people for dinner, and then the rest of us did the Panera thing. So they said they'd be back around like 9 o'clock. So like 9:30, they're still not back. So before the 5 of us are all like, okay, sure. And we have no service, so we can't call, we can't text, we can't do anything, and we have no idea what's going on. We knew where they were planning to eat dinner, but we were like, okay, should we and Lynn was having car troubles and she was driving, but her car was having trouble starting and stuff. So we're like, so all of us are kind of starting to freak out. Like, okay, they said they had car troubles. It's late, and nobody could call anybody. What if she's stuck at the side of the road somewhere? So we all jumped into Jessica's car and drove the like 5 miles out to get cell range, because if you go like either direction, if you go so many miles, then you can get your cell phone signal. So we did that and tried to contact somebody. We tried calling, we tried whatever, nothing. So we kind of hemmed and hawed in the parking lot, and we said, okay, we'll go back and see if they come back. And if they're not back, then they'll go to the restaurant and see if they're still at the restaurant. And at that point I said, well, I probably can't tag along to that because we need to get up and go. And of course everyone understood, but by the time we got back to the cabins, they had just gotten back. So crisis averted there. So, but it was a silly little adventure, I guess. But after that, I told everyone goodbye and said my farewells, and because Jim and I decided we were just going to get up and leave first thing in the morning, of course. And yeah, of course, I didn't see any more mice, but I still heard a lot of scratchy sounds in the walls, wherever, I don't know, in the sinkhole bed. So yeah, I mean, I slept, but not really. So we got up at I got up at like 2 to use the bathroom, and just kind of like, I was like this close to waking Jim up and saying, hey, you just want to leave now? And then he said, next time, just go ahead and we'll do it. So if there is next time, I don't know if he's coming with me again, but yeah, I still think that would have been a disaster. But we ended up getting up at 5:30 and leaving. So yeah, we got on the road at like 5:30, and I was a little bummed because like we drove in through this mountainous area in the dark. We're like, oh, we'll see what it looks like on the way out. Nope, it was all dark on the whole way out because it was so early in the morning. But we had a long drive. We had an 11-hour drive, and we got McDonald's for breakfast. But then we made it to like Erie, Pennsylvania, and we stopped at this it was a brewery / pizza place. It's very different. So it was like 2 different businesses. So it was the Erie Brewing Company, and then it was like this John's wood grilled pizza or something in the same building. And what you do is you sit down, someone from the brewery place takes your drink order, and then you walk up to the counter of the pizza place and you order your food. So it was very strange. But so yeah, we got some pizza and breadsticks, and I got a beer, and so it was nice to stop. But stopping adds so much extra time. It's like we're already on such a like long drive schedule that it just keeps adding the hours if you stop too many times. So like on the way up, we left at 8:30. We did not stop. I made sandwiches for lunch. We stopped for gas and bathroom breaks, and that was it. So I told him on the way home we could stop. So we stopped for a nice lunch. So it was fine. And we were driving to Jim's parents' house because they had the kids. So we weren't even driving straight home. So we got to Jim's parents' house probably like 6 o'clock, a little after 6. Picked up the kids. They gave us dinner, which was really nice because we hadn't eaten since lunch, and so we had some dinner there and got all the kids stuff. We totally screwed up. So we gave the car seats to Jim's parents to take, and we had done that like the week before we left. And then there were car seats, and then I had Jim's car seats in my car. So I never took them out of my car, and I don't know why. We just kind of didn't think about it. We just like, okay, because when the kids in, we'll just put the kids in. So the car seats never came out of my car. And then I ended up did take one out because Kim ended up getting in our car to go to Panera. But so we had 2 car seats in the car. We had to pick up 2 more car seats. We had all my stuff, our luggage, my bag. And I had a bag like with an extra blanket, and then I had my bag of blankets for the festival, and then I had all the stuff I purchased and my basket and everything. Then we had all the kids stuff. So the kids came home with like gingerbread houses, like gingerbread Halloween houses. Yeah, that shouldn't even be a thing, but, and then their bags, and then the blankets, and blah, blah, blah. So the car was, like, packed to the brim, and then we had to put the kids in there, so already I'm stressed out, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, oh, and I'll show you, I got this little pumpkin, I'll talk about this in a minute, but I'm like, oh, don't crush my pumpkin. Little did I even consider that my basket was gonna be crushed, but lo and behold, we unpacked the car, and my basket is, like, just like mangled along the side, and I started crying. Just been in the car for 11 hours. This was like my favorite purchase of the day, of the trip, and my basket's crushed. And, I was tired, I was stressed, and yeah, had a down moment for a moment. But then Jim gets on the computer. He's like, you can fix it. Here's a video. Check it out. Give it a try. And yes, all I had to do was dunk it in a tub of water and then reshape it. So it was totally fine. It's obviously totally fine now, so, but, seriously. So yeah, but we made it back, and it was fine, and we went to bed, pretty much. We came home and went to bed. So, that was Rhinebeck. I did get a bunch of extra stuff, so I'm going to talk about that now. At the podcaster meetup, I got some extra things. So, Kim, Chasing Acorns, has been making these resin pendants. So she gave away a bunch of these resin necklaces. So these were fun. And then Kate from the Hawthorne Cottage. Hawthorne Cottage, yeah, that's what I thought. Made new buttons, so I got a new button from her and a little stitch marker, a little house. And then Stockinette Zombies. Megan Williams, was it? I can't remember which one it was, and I don't have the card with me. I was giving out little stitch markers. Just says made with love. And then Jen, the Creative Crafter, made little stitch markers for us. Just for some of for the little cabin people, pretty much. So a little heart there in little fall colors. And that was all the little stuff. And then I got, so this is my, I didn't get all these buttons obviously to yesterday or whatever, this weekend, but this is my button collection. So I got all my podcast buttons, other random buttons. So this was the backpack I was carrying around. So that was cool. And then my lovely, so waiting in line for Miss Babs, or checking out, you got a stitch marker? Well, this was the stitch marker, first of all. Just one of those little jump rings with a bead on it. Well, pulling it off the card, I accidentally broke it. So yeah, not the best stitch marker. I figured I'd try to fix it, but really isn't even worth it. It's just a jump ring with a little bead on it. But Jim waited in line all that time for a crappy stitch marker. And he did get a Hershey's Kiss, though. I guess they were passing those out to everyone online. So, I also got this from Chasing Acorns, Kim. So she makes the bags and stuff. There's her name. So a little BB-8 needle keeper. So that was fun. Little snaps in there. Yeah, Kim was all over it. Then my cabin buddies. Mandy made everyone these little pumpkins, so these little paper pumpkins. And inside was like some minis and chocolate. We got some minis. Lots of minis. So then I got these needle minders for like cross stitching. So it's Doctor Who mashed up with Mary Poppins and Finding Nemo. So super cute. So then I got minis from Lynn, Wayward Skein. Minis from Sarah. Lots of minis from Sarah. Sarah is the queen of minis, I'd say. She's got so many minis. So minis from Sarah. More tea. Some like blooming tea and more tea for Mandy. And then Starbucks mug from Mandy. Vermont mugs, so very nice. And then a little custom crazy cat lady with two T's bag from Mandy. A little vinyl bag, or a cloth bag with the vinyl lettering on it. And then I got from Serenoma Crafts, Jessica. She had some yarn that a friend had given her that she didn't want all of it, so she divvied it up amongst us. So I got some like linen viscose, I don't know, it's a weird blend of yarn. What is it? Yeah, viscose polyamide linen. It's pretty soft. It's very strange, but it's like 6 little skeins of that. Kind of shimmery. Could make a fun shawl or something. And then I got this Knit Pick Stroll. I think this was like Koi Pond or something. I don't remember. And then, oh, and then she had a sweater quantity of this, which it's so pretty in the skein. But we all were Googling it or Ravelrying it, whatever, a month ago, and looked at a sweater made of this, and it was like a little much. So knit up, it's a little busy. So something like a hat, some mitts or something would be fine. Maybe I'd make something for Emily, she might like it. But it's really pretty in the skein. So this is Manis de Uruguay Allegra in the cabaret color. And then Michael, the gay knitter, via Mandy, got me a BB-8. He knows I love Star Wars stuff, so, and I love BB-8. Obviously, and Kim knows I like BB-8 as well. So, got my BB-8 Christmas ornament. And then, last but not least, Jen and I, the twinsies, last year at Rhinebeck, purchased the Into the World Polworth Silk 221B, which is a Sherlock Holmes reference, fiber. And we said, let's spin it for each other. So I'll spin one, you spin one, and we'll trade. So I spun mine and got it done like a week ago. It's on Ravelry. If you go into my Ravelry stash fiber section, hand spun, it's in there. Got a picture of what mine looks like that I gave to her. And then this was the one she gave me. So to be honest, they were both very similar. We both did a chain ply, but she, for some crazy, somehow crazily, she got this like, it's like lace weight. It's seriously like almost, it's lace weight. It's like, this is like light fingering / lace chain plied. So it's insane. She got 502-ish yards. And me, I'm lazy and I hate reskeins, so I didn't reskein, so I don't know how much she got. So I feel kind of bad because she like finished this like Tuesday or something of last week, and she reskeined it and measured it. And I finished mine like a month ago, and I didn't do anything with it. But I gave it to her, so that's all that counts, right? She'll figure it out. So yeah, that's all my goodies. So the finished objects that I wore to Rhinebeck. Again, if you go into Instagram, I have pictures of all these too. So, which one's the right side? This way. So here's my exploration station by Stephen West. So I love how it turned out. I got lots of compliments. And we were kind of, the joke of the day was, this is Stephen West patterns look really good in normal colors. I mean, they look fun in the crazy colors, but I mean, this is like, you know, wearable every day. So, so basically, this was our twinsy project. So Jen has hers, and if you see the pictures on Instagram, you can see us together in them. So this yarn I hand dyed for me and Jen a couple of years ago. Kim from Chasing Acorns used to dye yarn, so she had me over and was showing me how to dye yarn. So I made this Storm Coast colorway for Jen. And then we decided to kind of base our shawls around that color. She stash dove and got a bunch of colors that she wanted, and I could not find anything I liked, so these are all Nitpick Stroll. So we got just a dark gray, kind of black, and then we have a like gray, and then a teal, and the teal kind of pulls the color from the hand dyed. So yeah, I love how it turned out. I love it. Brioche is a pain in the butt. It's beautiful and squishy, but boy, I hated it. All the rest of the sections were great. So there's that. I love how it turned out. So then I decided to make the sweater, and this is the first sweater that I actually really like and will actually wear. Like, I'm gonna wear this again. So this is the Seclude by Alicia Plummer. So yeah, just a basic V-neck, and then it's got thumb holes, so you can stick your little, so that comes up to like, it makes like a little fingerless mitt. You can stick your whole thumb out of. And this is made with cheap yarn. This is made with Karen Simply Soft. I think it took 4 skeins of the light gray and then a skein of the dark gray. And I'm just like, I want to make this sweater. I had like a month, so it was like last month I decided to cast on, and I decided I wanted to make a sweater, so I just ran the Joann's, and I'm like, you know, I'm just going to get something that's soft and cheap. So Karen Simply Soft. The pattern is written for DK, I think. This is worsted, but it's kind of a thinner worsted. That's why I went for it, because I knew from past projects that Karen Simply Soft is kind of thin compared to a typical worsted. But yeah, so I got, I throw this in the washer and dryer, which I already did, and unfortunately I snagged the crap out of it on something. I don't know if it was my camera I was carrying around, but like the whole side I snagged a bunch, but I already fixed it. I gleaned it a little bit. I trimmed some of the parts that were hanging. So I mean, it's certainly not a sturdy yarn, but I mean, it's under $20 for a sweater. So I mean, you can't buy a sweater that cheap, and it fits, and it's like custom, and it's got the armhole sleeves. So yeah, the pattern was perfect. I would do it again, maybe a size down, just because it is a little bit roomy in the bust, which not a big deal. I mean, I like how I looked in it. I really liked it with the skinny jeans I bought, so I was very excited with that. So that outfit will be worn again. I might actually wear this to my high school reunion this year. That's what I'm thinking. So, but this needs to be washed since I wore this. So, But then I had that in the exploration station, so it was a little much. And then I had my barley hat. My hair's getting really long. I'm thinking of growing it out. I don't know why, and I'm gonna want to kill myself later probably because of it, but I'm thinking about it. So this is the barley by Tin Can Knits, and I got a gift card for Hue Loco last Christmas, and I got 4 skeins of this. Phyllis sock in the road trip color. And I knit a swatch, and I'm like, I was gonna make a sweater, and I knit a swatch, and I'm like, I don't really know if I want a sweater in this. Now that it's all knit up in a hat form, I kind of think maybe a sweater would have been nice. But I ended up selling a skein, and oh, I don't have my gloves, do I? Anyways, sorry. I ended up selling a skein, and then I have 3 skeins left, and then I decided, maybe the barley would look nice, and I do, I like it. So it's got the kind of garter panel in front, but I've never made a fingering hat that I've liked, a fingering weight hat that I've liked. So this one I actually like, and I've been wearing it a lot. So I wore that kind of around. I didn't wear it to Rhinebeck because I had my cat ears on. And that's all for my finished. I did make another finished object, but I don't know where I put them. Oh, there they are. So these are the twin leaf mitts. Free pattern on Ravelry. Semi-organized, semi-not organized. Twin leaf mitts by Sashka Makovich. Free pattern on Ravelry. Not the best written pattern, to be honest. But I made through it. I got through it. And this was with the rest of the skein. Well, I still have a bunch left. Still have that left, but this was with the rest of the road trip. But these turned out super cute. I really like these. And I modified the pattern a little bit, and now looking back, maybe I shouldn't have, but it's fine. Originally, the pattern kind of had the wavy top at the bottom as well, but I don't know, I kind of like the fitted at the bottom. But I did the kind of wavy top, and I like that, so there's the mitts. And I made a mistake in the first one, because again, following the pattern was a little sketchy, but it was fine. The good part is, though, I managed to make the same mistake on purpose for the second glove, because I wanted to match. So I accidentally did like a repeat and like 2 parts of the next repeat, and then I started over again. So I did a repeat, then I did like the first 4 rows, and then I accidentally started back at row 1 again. So, but I did the same thing on both. So the thumb area was a little confusing in the pattern, so I ended up just modifying it using another mitt pattern. But I love the leaf design. This is exactly what I wanted, because I wanted some lacy mitts to go with my hat. So yeah. So those are all the latest things that I've finished, and all within the last like month or so. So I've finished a few. I really haven't finished that much prior to that. So since I've last podcast, there's really not that many finished objects I've done. I've done a little spinning here and there, and if you want to check it out, everything's updated on Ravelry. So I've only really gotten back into the spinning mode or crafting mojo lately, so that's really just made no sense to podcast anyways. So now last thing I will talk about is my works in progress. So for Rhinebeck knitting, I decided, kind of been bitten by the sweater bug, that I would cast on a flax, also by Tin Can Knits. So this is, I got started with the flax, basically just the neck, starting my increases for the sleeves and stuff. So it's got it's really hard to see in the dark, but it's got the garter panel for the sleeves there started. Yeah, and so I'm just kind of doing my increases until we get to the sleeves. It looks really silly with the almost, yeah, it looks like a tiny little neck, but I know it'll stretch out once it's on, but hopefully. I don't know. My sweater skills are minimal, so I'm hoping this turns out. So, but this is Knit Picks Brava. I actually knit that all into a sweater once, and I didn't like it and ripped it all out, so we're trying another sweater. And that is my only knitting whip, and then I just also brought a spinning project with me, so I am working on my Turkish spindle on my Into the World odds and ends that I bought last year at Rhinebeck. So I've just finished spinning the singles of the first odd and end, and that's it. So I got to pull this off and then ply it, and I haven't decided. I haven't decided, so I have a whole bag. I have a whole finished bag of these. Oh, it's kind of nice being next to all my yarn. So I have a whole finished bag of these little minis, and they are all chain plied. Mainly because the colors are so all over the place that, like, to even get a remote, so they don't get all muddy, it's kind of best to chain ply. And I'm thinking I should do the same for these, because I feel like it's going to be the same thing. It's all just very mottled colors. But I'm almost thinking if I want to do these different, just 2-ply them, so they're all kind of barber fold weird. But I don't want them to get all muddy, so I don't know. So this is my Turkish spindle from Snyder Spindles, which he was there in another booth selling his spindles. I almost bought one of the Scottish spindles. I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's like Dalgen or something. But this is the second time I went up to his booth and almost bought a Scottish spindle, but it's a little bit of a learning curve. I don't know if I really have time to learn anything right now, so I decided, you know, they're always going to be there. I can order them on Etsy. They're not going anywhere, so I don't need it. So yeah, so that is my, and then I have a fiber optics, like I mentioned, on my wheel downstairs. This summer I disassembled my entire wheel in attempts to possibly refinish it, and decided that was too much work and put it back together. So, but it had a broken piece, so I fixed that. I put a new drive band on it, so I kind of spruced it up. But fortunately I didn't shine it up, because it does need a new coat of, really needs to be sanded and like completely sanded down and refinished. But it spins. But spinning's in my BB-8 R2D2 bag, my Chasing Acorns. My sweater is in my Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses tote bag. So that's it. So life is busy. Life is busy. Kids are good. Kids are busy. Kids are in 1st grade and 3rd grade, and they're in kind of a mini soccer program right now. So they only have a couple more sessions. I think we have 2 sessions left of that. They're in an after-school sports kind of thing. There's only 2 sessions left of that. I might get them into swimming after that. So as much as I want them to do all these things, I don't, because it's a lot more work for me. Because I got to drive them around, and then it's harder to get the homework done, and so it makes things stressful. But overall, things are good. This time of year is always super busy, so it just gets really stressful. Today is my birthday. I think I mentioned that, so I forgot this here. So my in-laws, they watch the kids, and they had left a birthday present when they picked them up. So when I came home, I opened my present. I got this really awesome hoodie, or not hoodie, but it's like a comfy sweatshirt. So it's got a pocket. It's kind of just 3/4 length sleeves, and it's like fleece lined. It's really pretty. So I got that, and then I got two wine glasses. That's a Crazy Cat Lady on it, with a little wine stopper of the cat, like looks like it's fallen into the wine bottle. So super cute. I got that, and then yeah, I haven't gotten my presents from my family yet, so I think that's it. My dad's taking us out to dinner, so that'll be fun. It was good talking to everybody. Maybe I'll do this again semi-regularly. I don't know, even if it's once a month, maybe I should try to fit something in. I'm not going to do anything fancy today, for sure. You know, I'll probably put in like the title, and they'll be done with it. And maybe that's the way it needs to be. Maybe I just make it too hard for myself by doing all the editing. I just need to slap it up there and be done with it. So thanks all for watching. Thanks to everyone I saw at Rhinebeck. I hope to see you next year. We already booked a room for next year. I don't know if my husband's coming or if I'm going to have somebody else come with me, but we shall see. We have a year to plan, and I'm already excited. All the girls are already excited. We have a group of 6, I think, already that's planning. I mean, things change, of course, but we have two rooms booked and 6 people, and yeah, we're already ready to go. So I need to start planning for next year. I need to think of a sweater, or we thought we might, what did I call it? I was like sextupsies, something, for the 6 of us to make matching. So, and everyone is so nice to me and giving me all these gifts and stuff. I gotta like start planning now, and I don't know, bags or something, and I don't know, like all this stuff that I get from everybody. I'm terrible at minis. I use like every inch of yarn like a lot, so I don't have a lot of extra typically when I make my project. So it's like I'll have 1 mini left that I want to keep for me, because you know, I'll put in my blanket and stuff, and maybe a 1 extra that I usually give to Jen because she's my twinsy. So Yeah, I don't know how Sarah comes up with all these minis. Like, because I guess I don't make a lot of small projects. I do a ton of like large projects. So it is what it is, but I gotta start planning now. So thanks again for watching. Again, I appreciate everyone, and I will see you when I see you next time. Don't forget to craft all the things. Bye.